Hello guys. In this video I'm going to show you the game that I've been working on for the past 1.5 years I think now. Actually an engine and a game. The game started off as a 4X grand strategy game in the same vibe as Civilization, for example. But I've since pivoted since I felt like I didn't find any fun gameplay for that, so now instead it's a tower defense game. It features endless worlds, and yeah, I'm excited to show you guys. There's a lot of components to this game actually. The engine itself is quite big. It's my second game engine that I've written. The first one was sold to an undisclosed entity, and on that one I worked on for about 8 years before I sold it. And of course this is not my first game project. I have some industry experience from Hazelight, where I worked on A Way Out, and then at Bankrupt Games I worked on Pavlov Yar and Pavlov Shack. These days I work in IT, not in games but in a separate industry, and this is basically my passion. So this is a hobby project, but I will release this on Steam when it's done. And so this video is basically an introduction. I've thought about creating a YouTube channel for this and sharing with the world for a long time, and I have to start somewhere, so this is my start. So this is the game. This is a save file, a development save file that I've created with just tons of units and a lot of land discovered. But I can show you how it looks when you start. You basically start with one city. A lot of these assets, the city for example, are placeholders, and a lot of them were made from the previous iteration of this game, when it was supposed to be a grand strategy game, a 4X game. And since then I pivoted, and the units, for example, are quite different in style, and the theme of the game is quite different. So this game will actually have more of a kind of a Portal meets Half-Life type aesthetic to it. Before it was a little bit more realistic. And there's not too much to the game yet. Obviously I've come pretty far. I have procedural worlds, basically infinite world system with a world streaming system, and I thought that might be a good place to start to show you guys. If I put on debug view, and let's actually clear all the chunks so it's a bit more clear for you. So this is the world streaming system. As you can see, there are chunks here, rectangles on a grid basically. These meshes are streamed in as you explore, and you can see even if they aren't visible, they're still loaded in the system, and as I stream in more here, a few other chunks will be streamed out. Now I'm on this new file, so I don't know if we can max it out actually. So I can show you that it actually streams out, because now a lot of chunks are streamed in. Yeah, now let's load the other one. And I can show you more clearly what I mean. So we have the frustum shown, as you can see. The part that's moving now is the view, the game view, and then chunks are streamed in. and then as I streaming more chunks, I will reach a limit where older chunks will be streamed out dynamically, and this can be scaled to fit the hardware that is running on. But what I'm doing really is I generate the world in pieces. It's a hexagonal grid type game, so the geometry is, you can see here, the geometry is actually generated using hexagonal mesh parts, basically, that I merge together and then I post-process them. And you can see the mountains have higher fidelity than the ground, so I use a higher resolution hex tiles for the mountains. And yeah, this is a start of my channel. This is very unplanned, unscripted, just kind of showing you. I'm writing this engine and game in C++. The game is also scripted in script, which is a kind of niche scripting language that performs quite poorly, but it's also very easy to integrate with, and it's good enough for this game, I think. The renderer of the engine is written on top of Vulkan. I actually written my own kind of rendering API or render hardware interface, if you're familiar with Unreal Engine, on top of Vulkan, so it can be replaced, but I probably won't because I only target Windows anyway, but the option is there. Audio exists, but I can't show you that too much, but it's integrated Fmod. There is no physics in this engine. I don't think I will need it. Maybe for particles and stuff later. If so, I'll probably integrate Bullet or something. And yeah, I'm really excited to show you this project in a more organized fashion in the future. This video is becoming quite the rant, but it might be a good introduction, just show you guys into the deep end directly. The project is built up by e2.core. E2 is short for engine number 2 because it's my second engine that I'm writing, and e2 core is basically the engine part itself. I also have an editor that's very janky. I won't show this to you today. And the game, e2 game, it's named like the engine, but it's really just the game. I also use the same namespace. And it's quite big. And I'm kind of curious, what parts of this game would you like to see? What parts of the engine should I cover? Should I cover code concepts? Should I cover the renderer? Should I cover the world streaming system in more detail? How it's created? Is there anything else that you would like to see? Please let me know in the comments. Hopefully I can create a more consistent scripted style of YouTube format, and maybe I can share my entire journey of the development of this game with you. And I think that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna leave this here. If you watched this far, then clearly I'm not as boring as I feel right now, so I thank you for that. And subscribe, because the next videos are going to be a bit better than this. Alright, thank you.